What's going on, everybody? If you guys don't know, the NBA draft is upon us. Even though the season has ended, a new season will always start off again. That's what always makes sports so amazing. The anticipation sometimes is bigger than the actual season. We can't say that about pro wrestling. It keeps happening every week. And I think that's the reason why it's on the decline. Besides that, hope everybody's having an amazing day. I understand it's early in the week, but that doesn't mean we can't mess around like it's the weekend already. This is a DST show, everybody. So rejoice. I'm here. That's why you guys are here anyway. I don't know. Swerve Show apparently owns my channel. I'm joking, but anybody is welcome to come. I would love to see any of you guys pull up and we can have a discussion. We understand a lot of viral moments involving the NBA with the current NBA Finals Golden State Warriors parade. And, of course, Draymond Green going over that he's going to still shit on assholes on Twitter like a perennial jobber. He is a weirdo. Hopefully, Draymond Green can keep it, I'm glad he's just, the backbone of the Warriors, but he's a weirdo, bro. He is a weirdo. Thankfully, he has good basketball IQ. Steph Curry deserves his final MVP. I saw Klay Thompson. He missed his hat during a boat while literally in a speedboat. And let's give a moment of silence for former Trailblazer. Of course, Caleb Swanigan, first-round pick from, I think, the 2018 NBA draft, recently passed away. I think it was due to health issues because we understood over his brief time in the NBA, he's had a weight problem. He came measuring around, I think, over 400 pounds at one point heading into the season, and he's been out the league ever since. Yeah, he was drafted around 2018 in the 2016 pick from Purdue. And we're not going to try to shit on him, try to call him a bad player because he wasn't that big of a starter. I'm not going to shit on him like that. It's tough. Nobody wants to hear a young man. This guy's 25 years old. This guy's 25-year-old man that lost his life. That is nothing to be joking around about. And all of my condolences go up to the family and loved ones that know this guy and the team and the Trailblazers that did have a brief history with the guy. So, yeah, it's tough. You don't want to hear about young men dying, especially in a sport where most guys would be well taken care of for a brief time, especially playing the sport that they love, but anything could happen. So, enough of the sad moments. Of course, we got NBA free agency out of our hands, and the biggest thing is James Harden probably going to extend for another year out of big morale, pressing with free agency. Russell Westbrook's rumored to be staying another year over contractual disputes. Contractual disputes with Kyrie Irving with the Brooklyn Nets have been faltering, teasing over that there could be a trade for Kevin Durant for Kyrie Irving for the Brooklyn Nets or the LA Lakers in a three-way trade over, ego problems, Kyrie being a bit unprofessional over contract obligations with the Brooklyn Nets, morale problems that he's had, the lack of depth, trading James Harden for borderline crumbs that couldn't even push for the first round, and then for the Sixers to just get James Harden with Doc Rivers. That's like a father with anger issues that also just got introduced to alcohol. So get ready for more of the problems. We're expecting either Andre Iguodala to stay in a 1-year deal extension, probably going to push off for financial reasons for the Warriors after a finals win. Zach LaVine intending over a $19 million contract with Bird's right. That's probably going to be pushed up by $90-something million, bro. Like, Zach LaVine had an extensive year. He's been a multi-time All-Star. Impressive. Has just signed over a deal with New Balance and already made a massive playoff appearance. Even though underperforming in the second half of the year, Zach LaVine has still been a primordial scorer and has been a major highlight piece for the Chicago Bulls. It'd be foolish for the Bulls not to try to succumb to a deal with Zach LaVine. for more of a playoff chance. With the depth that they have, Caruso, I know they lost Wendell Carter to Orlando from a trade. They still have Nikola Vucevic, and I feel like they need to trade over for Jared Allen, a big, more versatile shot blocker that can actually be big. I understand why they needed Vucevic, but Vucevic is a liability on defense. That's a major shot to the games that they should have won, like that back and forth they had against the Knicks. That went down the wire for no reason, even though I think they were a third seed at the time, and the Knicks were still crawling for play-in spot at the time. This is around February. So Chicago needs to work on their front court. Either way, DeRozan, Levine needs to be a thing. They need to find a more fertile point guard. Ricky Rubio's in the market. They can trade for Chris Paul, where they'll probably win 70 games and still lose in a massive playoff disappointment. But Ricky Rubio kind of had a resurgence over in Cleveland, putting up some pretty above average stats for his age. He's like 31 now, possibly 32 by now. And he put up some good assisting numbers. He can floor out with a lot of playmakers like DeRozan that can push off from the wing and score from behind the arc like Levine. So there's a lot can be done. I know Aaron Gordon possibly is just going to stay with Denver. A good playmaking swing player that is good on defense. He's been very good on defense lately. So Aaron Gordon, he's possibly still going to stay. Montrezl Harrell, I heard, got arrested. So that's a done deal for him. Derrick Jones Jr., I don't know what you're going to do. I forgot this guy won a dunk contest. Either than fair enough shooting ability, he's just there for the highlights. No playoff team would need him except probably Washington. That would just need another extra body. Josip Nurkic could be a major signing over for Chicago or Brooklyn, depending if Brooklyn's even still intending to still keep Durant, if Durant still has confidence, or Kyrie is in any type of discussion for contract obligations, or else he will be a free agent heading in still with a player option out of the four players, and that's Bradley Beal, James Harden, and Russell Westbrook. Only three of the players I just named are still not willing to stay on the team. What's going on, Sonic the Hedgehog? Just thought we could chill. Gonna go over a bit of the NBA free agency. I understand that the draft is only moments ahead of us. When is it? Next week or today? Because I've heard very little advertisements going over the draft. I'm sure the guys are very talented, but I don't know what's going on. June 23rd, Thursday will be the draft. What? What's even the projected picks for the NBA draft, bro? What's even the pick? So Orlando, I remember I saw the lottery on TV. So Orlando gets the number 1 pick. OKC, I think Sacramento traded up with Detroit to get the 4th overall pick. Knicks are at number 11 for all the New York fans out there. They're only with the number 11th overall pick. Portland, they're probably still in the rebuilding stage as well as the Pacers. Detroit Pistons that are back over in the top 5 over lottery, even though they came from the number 1 pick, getting Cade Cunningham last year. As the Sacramento Kings are coming over the 4th overall pick. And I think the Rockets came from the number 2 pick to the number 3 pick. So we got some improvement. Still have pre-diabetic John Wall under contract. That's nice. How are you going to push off that $40 million? Then he's still on the full roster. That makes no sense. Nothing much. I'm just back on my 202 subs. Now I'm at 203. That's nice. Good for you. Keep it up, man. I wouldn't be that disgruntled. Even if you lose subs, there's nothing to get down but up. So even if you lose a couple subs, just keep those hopes high, bro. Like I'm still nearing 200. I'm still keeping up the grind. So don't try to feel disgruntled. I know you can make it up higher, Sonic. Cleveland came from the top. I think top 5. Did they get when did they get Evan Mobley? What pick did they get Evan Mobley in? Washington Wizards at number 10, and the Pelicans fall at number 8 after, they were a play-in team, pushing in 11th seed and upsetted and pushed the first seed, the Phoenix Suns, to a 6-game series, falling in as 11th seed in the Western Conference. So that's crazy. That's just wild how this draft already pushing in still some weaker teams. While like the San Antonio Spurs fall in the 20th. I mean, and they have 2 late round first picks. I mean, a late first round picks in the first round with the 20. I see the Spurs probably going to push up for number 10 or number 11. I think the only team willing to sacrifice over a pick for probably a prime player is the Charlotte Hornets that have the 13th and 15th pick of the NBA draft, with a play-in appearance and the more expectations on them over the season, that they could try to trade up for Kevin Looney or fix up that front court. Even though I think they're going to still stick with Miles Bridges and LaMelo, and try to pick up over Josh Richardson, and I think Evan Podol still on the Spurs. So getting a desirable pick after losing Montrezl Harrell, that's going to be possibly the biggest thing that the Spurs are willing to do to try to get some up and coming youth on the team, and for the Hornets, because I think the Hornets are the only team that's with a young unit not minding to sacrifice some first round picks. That's my opinion. Oh, also the Spurs have they have the 9th overall pick. So they have 3 first rounds. That's insane. I didn't even notice the 9th overall pick. But I see the Spurs probably sacrificing their 23rd and 20th draft pick. That's my opinion. For my Michael Jordan video, I am interested on using the song from 2K11. I think plenty of people already do that in Sonic. I think you need to get more creative with the song you're using, man. I'm just saying. I've seen a lot of 2K11 clips involving Michael Jordan, so yeah, just taking my opinion as you can. And we can check out who the San Antonio Spurs have under contract to see if that would be a sacrificial plan heading into the NBA draft that will be on Thursday on the 23rd. Mark that on your calendar, guys. If you want to see some young black men get an easy 6, oh my god, I'm sorry. If you want to see young black men get an easy 6 figures while just playing the game they've played since they were a child, technically that's a dream of everybody, but besides me, they can pick up over DeJounte Murray that's only making 16 with 34 remaining over his contract with Bird's rights. That's making it higher paid than both Doug McDermott. Why is Doug McDermott making $27 million? Josh Richardson, or still young Jakob Podol, that's been on the Spurs since with DeMar DeRozan. I think around the 2018 season or the 2019 season, where they got Kawhi Leonard. So I would say the Hornets can make it for Jakob Podol and DeJounte Murray for probably a first round pick, and Cody Zeller or something. Try to get some veteranship, but I don't see either of that happening while you have whoever Yeshaya and Romeo Langford. Romeo Langford is on the goddamn Spurs. That's how bad he went. He was a first round pick from the Celtics. That's insanity. So, is there any exciting NBA picks to be had? Is like back in the day, like everybody and their mom heard Zion Williamson was going to be drafted number 1. So I'm a bit don't take this like I'm being disrespectful. I'm sure some of these guys are the best athletes to ever exist here in college basketball, but it's like, come on, like tell me who's the top players that are in or that are in the draft that I should care about? I forgot, Sonic. What's your team? NXT 2.0 is airing right now. I think I heard something about Kenny Omega coming back on Dynamite this week to try to build over because the title's vacant. Because CM Punk's injury. I'm more concerned about Orton's injury because of the lack of star power we have on WWE right now. I think that's more concerning. We can check over the NBA mock draft right now and see who's a major contributor for the who could be a major contributor. And that can be Paolo Bachiro from Duke, power forward, about 6'10". Jabari Smith from Auburn, Shaden Sharpton from Kentucky, Benedict Marchand from Arizona, Chet Holmgren center from Gonzaga. I heard they have a lot of tall people up in Gonzaga. Jaden Ivey from Purdue, AJ Griffin from Duke, Ochi Aja, whatever African name you have, goes to the Pelicans, and Mark Williams from Duke. That's a 7'2" center going to the San Antonio Spurs. So, I wouldn't sleep on the NBA draft, even though some of these players are less well known. Your favorite team is the Dallas Mavericks. That's nice. Well, you gotta be proud of your Mavericks making it to the conference finals, even though it took less time for the Eastern Conference Finals. That had my Miami Heat lose in 7. Still, I'm proud of them. So what's going on in NXT 2.0? If I don't see a big booty girl, I'm taking this off, dog. All I heard was the North American title is going to be on the line. Oh, well, we're seeing Tiffany Stratton. Isn't she like a Mandy Rose knockoff? And we got Wendy Wu. I wasn't going to say that. I swear I wasn't going to say that. What was her name? Wendy Cho? What the fuck is this gimmick? You have like some type of IG model, and you got some woman child that sleeps, wears shark pajamas. What is this, NXT? And I'm supposed to take her as a serious wrestler? So is the thing about her being a child? Are you serious? What's the gimmick here? And she tosses a cup of confetti. This is so weird. I'm asking for her release now. I'm getting a petition. They've been my favorite team since the Big Three with Derek and Nash and Finley. Oh, that's cool. I was actually a bigger fan of Shaq and D Wade, not Michael Beasley, but when Williams was on the team. Even though like my favorite teams did come from the Big Three when you guys beat us back in 2011. But I have nothing to be ashamed of. We got 2 rings at the end of this. So the Diamond Mine still exists. Who's the black guy? Obviously, we still need Roderick Strong. So it's going to be Roderick Strong and somebody by the name of Damien Kemp. Damien Kemp versus Cruz. Whoever Cruz is and I don't know that from that Ingo del Nobles ripoff faction. I don't know. NXT shop. Get 30% off tonight only for championships and t-shirts. Tony D'Angelo versus Carmelo Hayes. Yeah, okay, I remember the main event now. That's technically it. Nothing else about this show garners my interest. I don't want to see that Wendy Wu bullshit, childlike, pajama looking bitch ever again. I don't want to see that on my screen, guys. I don't want to see that on my screen. If you wanted to make her like a Orange Cassidy ripoff, go ahead. Just don't make her behave like a goddamn child. At least Eugene was retarded. Like a lack of intelligence does involve a lack of maturity, and it involves a more underdeveloped mind. That's the point of Eugene. Being slow. That's weird. That's weird. I don't know who thought of booking that. It's a weird decision. Sadly, Nash is the only one who did not get a ring, which sucks. I wish him and Finley stayed on the Mavs. Well, Nash picked up some good seasons with the Suns later on over his career, and Finley, he was a reasonable role player. I would say Nash would have stayed with Dallas. I think production-wise, I feel like Jason Kidd was the better choice, and they end up with good results. Who do you feel was the better point guard, Kidd or Nash? It's fairly pointy because they both had years in the Mavericks. And Kidd was there before, like around the mid '90s, with like with the Three Musketeer young rookie core. Sadly, Nash is the only one who did not get a ring. Which I'm sorry. Now I'm seeing a LeBron James training video of how he's gonna underperform in the postseason again, and how he's gonna have a bullshit team full of his best friends. LeBron gotta like understand. He gotta stop swaying the front office and let them do their fucking job, so they can actually build a structured unit of guys that actually know what they're goddamn doing. You don't see Kyrie. You don't see Dirk Nowitzki trying to push fingers and be like, "Yo, we need Jason Kidd. No, we need Sean Marion. We need a Tyson Chandler." You think Melo did that? You think he fucked with Amari Stoudemire like that? And yes, I get it. They didn't win championships, but still, you get the point. Also, we got I heard there's been 20 out of 24 cases refined from Deshaun Watson over his allegations recently. Stuff keeps pushing up, and you know how hefty and desperate the Browns had to be to really try to save oh my god, it's FBI. Tony D'Angelo got a faction that he should have over the beginning. Joaquin Weil and Cruz del Toro. They changed this guy's name. You soft, you're sloppy. Your mom's calling me Poppy. Back in the wood. FUWTFC soft. Okay, I know that's not what he said. It's got to be really sad to know like this is like this stuff that WWE struggles to try to get younger guys over, and you put them on a bigger platform where they're gonna fail more, and you expect people still to watch. Like you should have just left more exclusive. Like when they missed all the exclusives, like less like Legends House, Slam City. What else did they miss? What's that 80s ripoff territory skit that got popular in WWE on WWE.com? I mean, their YouTube channel. Like, WWE's missing exclusive content that doesn't have to be wrestling shows. That's what I feel like is like missing out from their success. And I thought they had it. And they keep dropping the ball. I don't get it. And now I'm getting like cases over pro athletes again. More information over the dealings over the Hush Money scandal with Vince McMahon. How come I feel like this is gonna blow over? This is gonna blow over unless there's legitimate evidence found over this. And the more I just feel like I'm getting worked over the standpoint of me caring about Sasha Banks etching away from the company. If further information is right, it's not legitimately sourced that Sasha Banks is leaving the company, or she's trying to get lawyers to push out of her a contract leaving the WWE. And how come we're not getting sourced that Naomi's doing the same thing? Because no one gives a shit about Naomi, or else she wouldn't be still on the legit, or she wouldn't be on the official roster page still. And even if that's the extent, nobody's crying you river, Sasha. No one's chanting your name out on the arena, or else they would be overly dubbing it. And the fans would be silent on TV because no one really cares about you, Sasha. I'm sorry that sounds rude, but it's true. I have I have to go with Kid on this one. Not going to lie, '90s Mavs was cool, and I did not even know Jamal Mashburn played me either. I think this was around the early 2000s. Jamal Mashburn played for the Mavs. He played for the Heat. Yeah, he played for the Heat. It's a shame for pain on her head. I told this man with life less tear. You find your friend with her so out of line. Too many lies. She slept with too many guys. Oh. So this tag team jobber match still happening with the Negro part of the Diamond Mine now. Oh yeah, his name was Raquel Gonzalez, so they changed his name. And there's the hot tag. And there's the crossbody off the springboard. And there's the clothesline and momentum. I would have been live streaming something different. I wanted some guests to come over. I was attending a bit more people because I was if I wasn't planning to get more guests, I was gonna go over April 18th or it's either May 18th or April 28th episode of SmackDown when Rey Mysterio was gonna defend the World Heavyweight title against Kurt Angle. So I wanted more plans before I had to head back to work later in the week. But you know that's a bit beyond my control in that case. I can't control whoever is not busy or not. But you know it would be fun. I'm sorry, I'm getting a bit of a headache, people. And the devil comes to cost. And there it is. Roderick Strong wins this tag team tandem, this transcendent match. I'm not talking about Nyla Rose wrestling. So right now, the Marlins are tied with the Colorado Rockies. The Dodgers are up by 2 runs against the Cincinnati Reds. The Orioles are up, down actually by the Nationals, and the Pirates somehow been pimp slapping the Cubs all series. They lost 7-zip last time, and the Cubs just can't keep their head out their ass. And they're only like 2.5 games below them. There shouldn't be that much of a mismatch. I swear to you. And now the temporary Rays are beating the Yankees? What's going on here, guys? Also, there's been talks over Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA, to shorten the NBA season to probably 72 games. Why? And a person who spoke the truth over this matter was veteran NBA champion Richard Jefferson. That's been in the NBA over several changes that happened over the season where they took him back-to-backs. The NBA, the All-Star weekend came from 3 days, 3.5 days, to a whole fucking week. We do celebrity runways, press conferences, skills challenges have come back, dunk contests that nobody gives a shit about, multiple celebrity games, 3-point contest, dunk contest, a fucking all-star game that no one cares about. Like, what part of this is not giving extensive breaks? Hell, guess what? You shortening shit doesn't change the player's health because you can't control the player's health, Adam. That's not going to increase the ratings. You know it's going to lose more viewers when you take less games out of the NBA season, Adam. That makes no sense. There hasn't been a more easier way of life for NBA players than now. Back when they had to play repeated back-to-backs, about 4-game road trips in a row over the series of games, and barely the amount of therapy, foot massages. Did you see Shaq's feet? If you see pro athletes' feet or the wear and tear in their athleticism, NBA in the highest basketball in the highest level is a physically demanding sport as it is. And how you're supposed to even give younger or players that have been out over injuries a more fair shot over shortening the season? That makes no sense, bro. If you guys disagree with me or not, or you think the league will benefit off a more extensive part of the year, and then we have, and to the extent we've even added in more of a play-in tournament with an extensive days out of playing time for most of the teams that are already in the playoffs, I'm not seeing the problem why 82 games can't stay as a regular basis. I don't get it. These are the same sickos that agree with decreasing the NBA, but we increase the NFL by an extra week. Even though the NFL is more physically demanding, more dangerous, and been shown to show more physical permanent damage to a pro athlete. And they still extended the fucking playoffs. And the playoffs should have stayed where it was. I'm not a fan of playing because it's extending the factoid that there's more mediocre teams given a ride over the teams that fight out of it. And now I understand, because certainly AFC teams don't always deserve to be furthered into the playoffs if they just bargained around 40 wins and they still get blown out by the first seed. So the play-in makes it more interesting. Just know it's still bottom seed with extra steps. You're not going to get a great down-the-wire game ever with the play-in. If you're expecting an exciting Western or Eastern Conference play-in game, relax. We saw the Brooklyn Nets pimp slap the Cleveland Cavaliers around this season. And you're not seeing that again with down-the-wire performances. Thoughts on Glenn Robinson, the one who played on the Bucks in the 90s? I don't really know much about Glenn Robinson. Sonic, and I didn't see much of Glenn Robinson's tape. So Can't really give you share that much information. I apologize. I'm sorry. I can't answer that question. Commercial break for the Rays against the Yankees. I think this is our third series against each other. And they're still doing this Minions movie. I think there's supposed to be a prequel of Despicable Me, and now we're getting a vignette involving Apollo Crews. I guess he's reading a book. So what? Apollo Crews is discovering himself. Apollo Crews, he's telling you not to go to the club. I mean, not to go to the hood. Apollo Crews, Nigerian Luke Cage. Oh my God, is that Alex Kane? Apollo Crews looks like one of those dark skinned niggas that you see in those Tyler Perry movies that gets beaten up by the light skinned guy. That I'm just saying. A well built, dark skinned black man that's bald and with a beard. Probably makes over 90K and still beats his wife. So Tyler Perry antagonist in a nutshell. That's probably abusive to his wife and doesn't believe in Jesus or some shit. And the movie hits for women over 60 or over 40. Great American NXT, Great American Bash. People are still used to calling it Takeover when it's not even on pay per view. And here comes Toxic Attraction. Wait, it's not the Beautiful People. Oh my God! It's Dee Dee is what is she called? Gigi Dobbins. She's for the city. The most attractive ginger on WWE right now. Even though that leather dress isn't doing much for her, I can see a bit of her stomach. Oh God, that looks so terrible. I don't like the dress. At least Mandy still looks attractive. I don't know about this something JC Jane chick. She looks okay. But Dobbins, she has an ass. I'm not gonna lie. DST respects women. Yeah. Of course, I respect women. You agree, right? Sonic, do you agree? Do I respect women? Please say you agree. I swear to God. So, Toxic Attraction speaking. Who's Roxanne Perez? Is that a new NXT chick? Is that Roxy? Mandy looks better as a brunette, as better than a blonde. I guess it depends on your preference. I want to say so because, of course, she looks gorgeous. Even if you make her a redhead, I swear she would look gorgeous. That's my only opinion on the matter. I love the beautiful people over on TNA Sonic. Think of Hooters, but they're wrestling. So of course that's going to garner the male demographic up a lot. Plus, their theme song was awesome. Have you heard of their theme song? You see, Sonic agrees I'm just a man of culture. Hey, yo. Her face is disgusting, bro. Dobbins and Mandy are the only decent looking women here. Dobbins got that rose for the last guy she sucked off backstage. And here comes Perez. With Roxanne. Looking like AJ Lee. Not really AJ Lee, but 13-year-old Gail Kim. Oh my god, Roxanne. How old is Roxanne, dog? Is she like 23 or something? She 24? Roxanne sounds like a child. I can't run with that, guys. I'm sorry. And is that Roxanne for Ring of Honor? I want to make that clear. I made a video on them, by the way. Yeah, I saw the video, Sonic. You don't have to remind me. Yeah, Roxanne sounds like a child. Perez looks like these bitches look like tomboys from High School DxD from some terrible theme song by some terrible sitcom on Disney Channel that we watched, like Zeke and Luther, Kicking It, you know, the huge, the mediocre. There's something only you from when you were 12 years old would find funny. And I found a lot of shit funny when I was 12 years old. Have you guys ever heard of Dick Figures? Yeah, I think if anybody's around my age from a decade ago, they probably remember that. And here comes the ninjas. That's not racist at all, guys. Don't cancel me. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. Of course, Ricochet's side piece is there with a black chick. And I call her a side piece because, of course, Ricochet's butthole is the main. He fingers himself. That's what I'm accusing. Like, I'm seeing a bunch of teenagers in the goddamn ring. Flavor of the month. That's what we call your mom. You guys are done. And here we go. We got a cat fight. We got a cat fight. Cat fight. We got a cat fight. It's getting broken up, of course, to the, declining, extensive women's tag team division that only shows only 3 women fighting for the belt and no other women in storyline. Let's go! I love pro wrestling. Someone shoot me now. And here comes Carmelo Hayes with his taller fuck buddy. So why not they call themselves a tag team? Why don't they find a name for themselves? Because it just feels like Trick Williams is either the manager of the wrestler, and there's like no like identity. Either than it's just one dark skinned nigga and one light skinned nigga, except the shorter one got the title. And obviously you can't associate the tall black lanky dude with as the muscle, because he has no muscle. So something got to give, guys. Something got to give. Depending if you believe you're a fan of him or not. But that's just my opinion. But I don't mind Carmelo Hayes. He's not a bad wrestler. Cameron Grimes, he needs to get released or something. Go back to Impact, where I saw his tag team partner actually do pretty decent. And I guess we're gonna shut off this live. To be honest, I'm not trying to waste a lot of time. This isn't really important. I don't. I want to more. I want to do more uploads, guys. I'm not really feeling. It's not really my style to always do live, especially where I've nobody to fall back to when it comes to going back on topics. I think I discussed everything that I needed to, and I'm just trying to like force it down while watching shitty pro wrestling to go over the times in the shitty Yankees game where we're not even seeing my team win. So we're gonna cut this off short. Thank you, Sonic, and then many other people that took their time out of their day to try to watch. And I hope you guys go back and watch the streams, watch the previous videos, subscribe to the DST show for more of this content if you're a fan, or become one, or never. Perfectly fine. That's it coming from the DST show. Thanks for watching, and I hope we see you again for more.